me home slices, I'm an evil robot. Got some more random clips for you. These are not for Jimmy though, because he is the clip show Grinch. Theme music.
Hey, did you see the tweet that ADD Masterminds put out about the Olsons and they got a new shoe line?
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, so I was kind of thinking that may be why they're not doing Full House because they're making shoes.
Wow, that's okay. Like, are they actually making the shoes, or do they just like hire somebody and say, make these? Because like if they were actually making the shoes, I would have to give them props for that.
I didn't really read the article.
Yeah, I do that too. I'd read the headline and go, "Oh, I learned everything I need to know about that article."
That's right.
So, so speaking of talking about whatever we want to talk about, would you consider the ADD Masterminds podcast improved from our pilot episode?
I think my goal is to make this the most improved podcast. Um, what's interesting about the whole most improved award, I don't know if you remember that in school, where they would have a most improved student award.
Yeah, that's another a way of saying you started off sucking the most.
Uh-huh. And I was like thinking, like, do people strategically try to get the most improved student award?
You could totally throw the first couple of semesters, yeah.
Exactly. And I was like thinking, man, I like just get all strategic about it and be like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to blow it for a while. And then, it's kind of like, what do you call it when you're playing pool with somebody and you pretend to be really bad?
Sandbagging.
And then
they call that sandbagging.
Sandbagging.
Yeah, that's an old term from street racing where they would load up the car with sandbags to make it run slower than it actually could go.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would take the sandbags out, and then you would think, oh yeah, that's and then they unload the weight out of it and it would just fly. So at least that's where I heard it from. So
you guys ever, when you're talking to an older person that's hard of hearing, or you watch someone talk to an older person that's hard of hearing, you notice that they just start shouting louder and louder and they sound more angry? I kind of wonder if when I'm old, it'll be like everyone's yelling at me like they're angry at me. You know what I mean?
I don't know what just happened. Where did we go? I'm going to have to put my seatbelt on. What?
Well, it does kind of segue because you're having a little bit of technical difficulties hearing me. And I was just thinking about how, like, old people, when you're trying to talk to them, and it's like, how's your day? And they're like, what? How was your day? What? How was your day? And all they hear is, how was your day? And so they must think everyone's angry at them,
That's probably why old people are so grumpy.
There's somebody in our church, and I can't figure out who it is, but every week the treasurer comes and hands me a couple of coins that are foreign coins. We've had Canadian coins, Mexican coins, German coins. I've got a 100 kroner coin here that was in the offering plate from, what does it says? 100 kroner. I think it was from Norway or someplace like that we figured out what it was from.
Cool.
And she says, well, I can't do anything with this. What, do you want it for your coin collection or something? And so I've got a whole pile of somebody in our church is depositing foreign coins in the offering plate. It's really funny. We can't figure out who it is. So
yeah. Every tribe, every nation, buddy. I really like Daredevil. And it's kind of changing the way I look at lawyers right now. Like, every time I hear about a couple of lawyers, I'm like, so does one of you fight crime by night?
I don't know. This probably doesn't happen in bike racing so much, but when you got fans of a certain team, and I remember this when like my team went to the Stanley Cup final, the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
Anyways, they went to the Stanley Cup final. They won the President's Trophy. They were the top team in the league. They went to the finals. I felt they deserved to be there. They came up against the Boston Bruins. And it was amazing to me how many people were cheering the Boston Bruins just because they hate Canucks fans. And when Vancouver lost, it was like they wanted to rub it in. And it's like they got this joy from the sorrow of the fans. And I'm like, what is that? And so we're seeing the same thing politically. It's like, oh, you lost. I am so glad to see you lose. And it's like, well, we're going to be divided forever if we look at victory and defeat that way.
Yes, and unfortunately, that's human nature.
Thank you for listening to ADD Masterminds. We would love to keep you updated on what we're up to, as well as share some hilarious memes. We'd also like to hear from you. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram.